69 degrees, sunny skies, a light breeze in South Florida. Before we get things started, let's go down to the field. Check in with Jenny Dell.
Well, Ian, the Dolphins have a mantra for the 2014 season: protect the shield. They actually have a big bronze shield that is displayed in the locker room and travels with the team. The shield itself was initially given to Coach Philbin by a group of Navy SEALs, and Philbin looks at it with a symbol. It's one team, and they have one common goal. I spoke with Ryan Tannenhill about it, and he said that is a visual reminder, sometimes a rally cry, that they put the team first, play for the guy next to you, and have a warrior mentality. Guys?
All right, Jenny, as we get you set for the Dolphins and the Chargers. Miami won the toss, deferred to the second half, so San Diego will receive. Caleb Sturgis will kick it off. Chris Davis and the veteran Ronnie Brown are deep. We're underway from Miami. Davis, the return man, won't get a touch, and San Diego will have it at the 20-yard line to open things up. Phillip Rivers, impressive numbers once again. He is 418 yards away from 35,000 for his career.
Yeah, he told us yesterday that'll be a boost for the Charger running game to have Donald Brown back to share the load with rookie Brandon Oliver. And in the passing game, the Chargers must find a way to neutralize Cameron Wake. In Rivers' own words, he says Wake can wreck a game.
San Diego, they have struggled in November over the last 3 seasons. 2-10. Trying to reverse fortunes in the month, certainly considering the schedule they have coming up. Rivers looking to throw it. Gets out of trouble. It'll be a sack on the first play from scrimmage. Randy Starks getting him down low. It's a loss of 3 on first down.
Now the Dolphins come with the blitz on Rivers this time. He cannot find his initial receiver. Then the pocket just collapses as number 55 comes in on Koamisi with a good power rush on DJ Fluker. Gave Rivers no escape route.
Antonio Gates heads to the San Diego sideline now on a 2nd and 13. Handed off. The rookie Oliver is dropped at the 20. Picks up 3. Koamisi in on the stop. Well, the challenge for the tackles, Dunlop and Fluker dealing with Wake and Vernon. Great 1-2 punch. Rushing the pass here. Backs and receivers, Brandon Oliver has been a revelation considering the loss of Ryan Matthews. Matthews hoping to come back after the bye week and return from the knee injury. Gates is back on the field. Dan mentioned Donald Brown is available after suffering the concussion against the Jets. 4 receivers set. Gates goes in motion on a 3rd and 10, first possession of the day. Rivers out of the gun, throws on an out route. It's caught along the sideline. Keenan Allen working an excellent route for 17 yards and a first down.
Yeah, where he gets Brent Grimes, who's playing some outstanding football for the Dolphins this season. But watch this route. Really sharp to the outside. Good timing between Rivers and Allen. Completing over 68% of his passes. This is a good start for Rivers after the first play sack.
Allen had his first touchdown of the season in that loss to Denver last Thursday night, 35-21. 2 tight ends in this formation. Oliver trying to push the pile and come up short of the 40-yard line, gain of 1.5 yards. Phillip Wheeler in on the stop. Defensively for Miami, we've talked about Wake and Vernon. They've got a healthy competition going between the 2 of them, each trying to top the other. Misi is back. He's played in only 4 games this season because of the ankle injury, and Louis Delmas is the AFC Defensive Player of the Week after that 81-yard interception return for a touchdown against Jacksonville. 2nd and 9 now for San Diego. We're just underway. Rivers, plenty of time, and hits Antonio Gates. Gates is tackled short of the first down after an 8-yard pickup. Wilson and Misi combined to bring down Antonio Gates.
Yeah, you can see the blitz off the edge there. 33 catches on the season now for Gates. But how do you leave him so wide open on a blitz like that? Had to be a mix-up in the Dolphins secondary. There's one guy that Rivers is going to go to time after time. It's big number 85.
Gates last week became the Chargers' all-time leader in yards receiving, passing Hall of Famer Lance Allworth. 3rd and 1. Trying to convert it. Oliver. Good effort. Flag comes down late. Oliver has enough for the first down. 2 penalty markers on the play.
I think the Dolphins had trouble finding out where he was. He got so low. Starts out pretty low at 5'7".
Brad Allen is here.
Holding. Offense.
Coming back.
10-yard penalty. Third down.
So for Mike McCoy and the Chargers, this will be a tougher third down conversion.
This is just a killer penalty because Oliver had the first down. And now, as you said, all right, this brings up a tough third down and 11. Dolphins have chose to put pressure on Rivers early in the game. They got a sack on the first play of the game, but he's hit his last two passes against the blitz.
Chargers interaction fourth in the NFL and third down conversion percentage, just over 50%. But now a third and 11, they crowd the line. Miami, three receivers set with Royal, Allen, and Floyd. Ronnie Brown sets up to the side of Rivers. On third and 11, Rivers lets it fly. Looking for the sideline. Malcolm Floyd brings it in cleanly. 14 yards and a first down for San Diego.
Good pressure by the Dolphins, but what a catch on the sidelines. Now, question is, will there be a challenge here by Joe Philbin? Too late.
San Diego went to the line quickly. Smart heads-up play by the Chargers to speed it up. They leave Ronnie Brown in there, and he picks up 5 yards. They don't allow Miami to even question it on the tight call along the perimeter.
That's the experience of an 11-year veteran at quarterback, Philip Rivers, knowing that that call might have been challenged, got his team to the line of scrimmage. Not only did they snap the ball before Philbin could get the flag out to challenge, they picked up about 5 yards.
So Joe Philbin's squad, the defense still on the field, now facing the 8th play of the drive for San Diego, keeping the drive alive on the conversion. 2nd and 5. Rivers throws a strike. Rivers connects with Floyd again, who lost his helmet on the play. It's a 14-yard pass play and another first down for the Chargers.
Well, the Dolphin corners are pretty feisty, pretty good. This is against Cortland Finnegan here. He's got good coverage, but the timing and the big body of Floyd, you can see how Rivers threw the ball to his right shoulder. Finnegan playing off the left side was not big enough or had enough reach to get in there and knock the ball away.
Philip Rivers off to a hot start, 4 of 4 for 53 yards. Chargers are on the move just short of the 30-yard line. Hand it off. Oliver cuts it upfield. Forward progress will get him across the 30-yard line for a gain of 1.5 yards. Hit by Wheeler. San Diego, 24 points on its first possession. That's tied for 4th in the NFL. So Mike McCoy brought that offense that he had in Denver, was part of the Carolina coaching staff prior to that, and he and Philip Rivers have been on the same page. Terrific numbers in the 1.5 years that McCoy has been the head man. 2nd and 9. At the 9-minute mark, first quarter. Big hole. Oliver. A blast up the middle. Blocks from Ornberger up front, and a flag thrown on the play. 15 yards on the run. It's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So it is Ornberger. Remember, the Chargers lost Nick Hardwick for the season. He's on IR.
Watch Ornberger. Gets out on the linebacker and then just spins Koomisi down to the ground. Got that right hand underneath the shoulder pad there as Oliver goes by.
Hardwick done with a season-ending neck injury. They were happy to have Ornberger, a veteran, in there. And Rivers told us that he and Ornberger have been able to build some chemistry quickly. 2nd and 19 now, back it up to the 39-yard line. We've got 8:35 to play in the first. Working from the gun. Rivers pulls the trigger too high. Looking for Brandon Oliver. Where have the Chargers missed Danny Woodhead in the passing game, Dan?
Well, they really have. I mean, Woodhead is as good as there is in the league on coming out of the backfield and on all those option routes. Chargers also miss Ryan Matthews, who they hope to get back after the bye.
Chargers have been very good on 3rd and long situations. This is a 3rd and 19. handoff. Set it up for Keenan Allen. Slowed down. Allen stumbling and very close. Louis Delmas trying to get him down low.
Well, Eddie Royal does a good job of providing a key block. Here's Royal, number 11 out here with Floyd. But watch the block here by Royal as he gets away with a hold on Grimes. Tremendous job of putting that left hand down, keeping his balance, and putting the Chargers in a very makeable 4th down and 1. Chargers on the year, excellent on 4th down.
McCoy will keep the offense on the field. Would have been a 40-yard field goal attempt. Instead, they'll look for the 4th and a yard. Rivers. Oliver is dropped. The Chargers will come up with nothing. Rashad Jones reading the play. It's a loss of 1. Miami takes over on downs. Long drive for San Diego, and no points to open things up in South Florida. Rashad Jones has been a difference maker for the Miami D's. After missing the first 4 games, suspended by the league, violating the league's substance abuse policy, he has come back and he has had an impact for the Dolphins. 1st and 10 after San Diego goes 13 plays. They have half the quarter go by the wayside and no points. Tannehill throws on 1st down. He's got Jarvis Landry, the talented rookie out of LSU. It's a 9-yard gain.
Let's go back to the stop by Rashad Jones here on the blitz. Just shoots the gap here and gives Oliver just one way to go, and that's where Grimes will come in, the corner on that side, doing another fine job. This very aggressive secondary, turning the Chargers away on 4th and short.
Go! Miami now a 2nd and 1, the number 13 ranked offense in the NFL, averaging 355 yards per game. Lamar Miller gets his first touch. Miller breaks through an arm tackle. He's got a 1st down. 7-yard gain. Good block from Satelli. Ryan Tannehill, 19 and 20 as a starter for the Miami Dolphins.
And according to Joe Philbin, he should carry the ball 5 to 6 times today. Philbin feels that when Tannehill has successful runs, it helps him get into a rhythm and builds his confidence with each succeeding play.
They're actually the number 6 rushing team in the NFL, not only because of Tannehill, but Lamar Miller having a breakout year for Miami. Tannehill over the middle. He connects. Charles Clay, big play tight end. He hasn't had a lot of big plays this season. Played very well last year in the victory over San Diego. 24 yards and a 1st down.
Tannehill off to a great start. You can see the speed of Clay as he crosses behind the linebackers there. Eric Weddle playing up short, and there goes Clay, who's got tremendous running ability after the catch. Has been battling a sore knee, but he looks healthy now.
He had 6 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown in Miami's 20-16 win over San Diego last November. On 1st and 10, it's Miller running into a crowd, but keeps the legs churning and across the 35. Mike Pouncey with the block. Take a look at the starting offense. Dallas Thomas is in for the injured Darren College, dealing with migraines and a back injury at left guard. Backs and receivers, Dolphins are very excited about the big play potential of the 2nd-round pick from LSU, Jarvis Landry, who they call Juice. Bill Lazor is in his 1st year as the offensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins. He was Philadelphia's quarterback coach last year under Chip Kelly. Tannehill. Oh, great effort. Mike Wallace, the juggle. And he secures it against Sharice Wright.
Pretty good effort here by Wallace, although he should have caught the ball the first time. It was perfectly thrown away from the defensive right. But hanging with it is Wallace, and that gives the Dolphins another 1st down. This is an impressive opening drive for the Dolphins, something they haven't been able to do very often this season.
Wallace hasn't been shy about voicing his frustrations about the lack of big plays from this Miami offense. New set of downs, a jump, movement. Miami pointing in San Diego's direction. Kendall Reyes trying to get the edge.
Encroachment. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Defensive coordinator John Pagano, his group currently ranked 10th overall in team defense, his 13th year with the Chargers, his 3rd year running the D.
3 penalties on the Chargers here in the first quarter. 2 on the offense, holding, and now this offsides against Reyes.
So it sets Miami up at the 22-yard line of San Diego. Full receiver set from the gun. Tannehill. Timing play. Too high. Flag thrown. Wallace matched up with Wright.
Now they're going to call Mike Wallace for pushing off on Sharice Wright. Fans thinking it's going to go Miami way. Not so.
Pass interference. Offense number 11. 10-yard penalty. First down.
It is Wallace on the push. Offensive PI.
Working against Sharice Wright, trying to get to the sidelines. He's got his left hand right on his chin strap, it looked like. A little bit of a push off there. You know, that ball was uncatchable. Ball thrown out of bounds. The officials didn't get together and talk about that part of it.
2 catches for 59 yards last week in the win over Jacksonville. Quick hitter. Jarvis Landry. Terrific fake. Reggie Walker couldn't stick with the fleet-footed Landry. 13 yards on the cut.
You know, some analysts might call this lingering lingerie.
Yeah, I know one in particular.
Well, it's Reggie Walker's. Great move here. Landry. Guys call him the juice because he brings this type of effort and energy.
Ryan Tannehill is now 4 of 4, 51 yards. I don't know if Bill Raftery is actually watching this game right now. He's an omelet. He'll get a text. Lamar Miller slashing for a first down. It's a 5-yard gain for the Miami native. Harold Gator Hoskins with a block. There's no Deion Sims available here because of a toe injury, so Hoskins will see a lot of action in those double tight end sets with Clay.
Now the Dolphins get that great play out of Jarvis Landry, and that just erased the pass interference call on Wallace, and now they're in business at the 13.
8th play of the drive. We are under 3 minutes to play that in this opening quarter. Tannehill out of the gun. Miller goes in motion. Tannehill fires. It's complete. He gets Hartline involved, spun down by Flowers. Hartline not putting up the numbers that he's put up in previous years. 6-yard pickup for the possession receiver Hartline.
His 21st catch of the year, and he has to get inside a corner in Flowers, who's playing way inside. Good throw by Tannehill. Nice and low right to the midsection for Hartline.
4 different receivers have been involved. 2nd and 4, hand it off. Miller gets to the outside, not enough for the first down. Sharice Wright able to fence him in. It's a 2-yard pickup.
Wright did a nice job of fighting off the block of Mike Wallace there and not allowing Miller to cut back inside the block and get in the end zone.
So now facing 3rd and short. Ball spotted at the 6-yard line.
And this is where Tannehill has the ability on the read option to pull it and run it himself.
San Diego has really struggled defensively in the red zone, dead last in the NFL. 3rd and 3 for the Dolphins. Tannehill from the gun. Has the time, throws, touchdown! Connects with Charles Clay. Dolphins strike first.
It's just a beautiful throw by Tannehill. Watch as he lofts it over the defender, Marcus Gilchrist, and Clay running away from Butler to the corner. What a start for Ryan Tannehill. What a start for the Dolphins. 6 for 6 on the drive for Tannehill for 63 yards and that score.
Tannehill's completion percentage at home this season, Dan, 55% coming into this game. As you said, a perfect 6 of 6 on this opening drive for 63 yards and a touchdown to Clay. Extra point from Sturgis. 7-0 lead for Miami. Dolphins consecutive wins for the first time this season, trying to make it 3 in a row. Chargers will have the ball when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. The Dodge Brothers. 100 years later, their spirit lives on. And by McDonald's, official sponsor of the NFL. I'm loving it.
Strong statement by the Miami offense. 10 plays, 77 yards, just under 6 minutes of elapsed time. The second opening drive for a touchdown this season for Bill Lazor, Ryan Tannehill, and the rest of the Dolphins. Now Phillip Rivers will get another crack at this Miami D. Impressive drive for San Diego to open up, but elected to go for it on 4th and 1. They were stopped there. Didn't take the field goal attempt. Davis, the return man for San Diego. Davis up the middle, across the 25-yard line. And that's a little bit of a back and forth. Ajira Tutu. Officials come in. Players step in. Rashard Matthews also involved.
That's one of those situations where nobody is willing to back down. Because it's still early in the game. They all got a bunch of energy.
No penalty flags from Brad Allen. We'll step aside here in the first. This week, Thursday Night Football showcases an AFC North rivalry. The Browns take on the Bengals Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on NFL Network. San Diego and Miami, 1:35 to play in this opening quarter. Chargers have the football with the first 10 of the 26 down, 7-0. Handed off. Oliver gets stuffed by Misi. So you can already see the impact that Koa Misi has on this defensive unit for Miami. That's a loss of 2 on the play.
Well, and it's going to be a run blitz by Koa Misi. Watch how quickly from the left side of the screen he gets penetration. And Oliver, after 2 steps, has nowhere to go but down.
Misi's got that high motor now in his 5th year in the NFL. He was a defensive end in college at Utah, playing inside linebacker for this Miami team. 2nd and 12 now for San Diego. Oliver remains in there. Under a minute to go in the first. Rivers slings it out to Oliver. Oliver making 2 Dolphins miss. Takes it across the 30-yard line and picks up 8 yards on the catch and run. Finally brought down by Grimes.
You know that move he made to get away from Koa Misi? You know what they call that?
What's that?
The Oliver twist.
No!
Yes.
You just coined that.
And it's not worth a cent.
There's so many comparisons with Oliver and Darren Sproles, just based on their size, the uniform number. Sproles, former San Diego Charger. 3rd and 4. Rivers in trouble, gets out of it. Phillip Rivers, the slide, and it appears to be right there, depending on the spot. Time has run out at the end of this first quarter. Looks like he got a bad spot. We'll return to Miami after these messages. The Dolphins leading the Chargers 7-0, the NFL on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon XLTE on America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. And by T. Rowe Price, understanding the connections of a complex global economy. Invest with confidence.
Well, the question as we start the second quarter, did Phillip Rivers get the necessary yardage for this first down? The officials claim he did not. The slide by Rivers.
It's the start of the slide when that front knee goes down. Where's the ball?
The ball is behind him.
That's the problem there. If he goes head first, he's going to make it. This might even be worth a challenge, though, by Mike McCoy. The difficult part is that because of the change of quarters, they moved the ball to the other end of the field. It's going to be impossible to challenge it.
They flipped the field, and San Diego isn't challenging, accepting the fact that Rivers was short on that scramble. Cypress the punt. Looks out at Jarvis Landry. Across the 35. AFC Special Teams Player of the Month in October, a 15-yard return. 7-0 lead for Tannehill and the Dolphins. The CBS Sports app now has the fastest scores. Download it today. Be the first to get your football updates and scores right on your phone. And he takes over, and it's Tannehill keeping it himself. Near the 45, it's a 4-yard gain.
He's got everybody involved in the passing game on that first drive. Here's Jarvis Landry for 9, and then Clay for 24. Wallace with a 5-yard catch. Landry for another 13. Hartline for 6. And then the touchdown to Clay, 6 for 6 for 63 yards and a great opening drive, something the Dolphins have lacked this season.
Tannehill has a run at least 30 yards in 3 straight games. Very effective when they set things up for Tannehill and he can get to the outside. Drop ball, trying to hit Lamar Miller. Andrew Gatchkar over there defensively. Manti Te'o continues to sit with the foot injury for San Diego.
And Miller's done a good job at catching the ball out of the backfield this season. 20 catches on the season and 1 touchdown. And 3 catches last week against Jacksonville.
They split the duties in Te'o's spot. You'll see Gatchkar, Reggie Walker, Cabell Connor. 3rd and 6 now for the Dolphins. It's a big play early here for the San Diego defense. Just underway in the second quarter. Tannehill throwing to the outside. Jarvis Landry, another catch. He's got the angle and the first down. 7-yard pickup.
And the key word is pick, because this is a pick on the outside as Mike Wallace is going to come in and create traffic problem. That allows Jarvis to get to the sideline and beat Chris Davis and pick up the first down. But well-designed play and perfectly executed. The officials did not call the pick.
We asked Joe Philbin about Landry. He said he's instinctive. He does a little bit of everything. He's got excellent hands, and he just brings so much energy to the offense and toughness. Landry sets up in the slot. Tannehill looking downfield, now throws. Wide open, Charles Clay. Pushed out by Flowers. Another first down for the Miami offense. That one covers 18 yards.
And it starts with great pass protection. Tannehill wanted to go deep, but it wasn't there. The Chargers took away the deep pass, but they could not stay with Charles Clay over the middle. And Clay doing a good job of working his way back to the ball and then getting extra yards after the catch.
The only incompletion for Tannehill was a drop ball. He's 8 of 9, 88 yards and a touchdown. Tannehill on the option. Tannehill gets to the perimeter, and there's the running skill of Ryan Tannehill, cutting for 22 yards and a new set of downs for Miami.
Well, he's going to key off of Reggie Walker here. Watch Walker comes crashing down on the fake to Lamar Miller. And now a blocker out in front for Tannehill. Charles Clay on the outside is Hartline, and it's a 22-yard run for Tannehill. 2 runs on this series. It's been the difference.
He's such a natural, fluid runner, former wide receiver at Texas A&M before becoming a full-time quarterback there.
And a pretty good high school quarterback at Big Spring, Texas.
First and goal at the 10. Tannehill looks. Catch made by Miller, fights for extra yards. 8-yard pickup, it'll be second and goal from the 2. Hit by Butler.
And this has been a problem that's been exposed for San Diego is a lack of pass rush. Tannehill has not been hurried at all today, and if you go back to that Thursday night disaster in Denver, lack of a pass rush allows these quarterbacks to just pick the defense apart regardless of who's playing.
San Diego allowing touchdowns in the red zone at an 82% clip. 7th play of the drive. Wallace shifts behind. It's a handoff. Miller is stopped. Wrestled to the ground by Butler. No gain on the play. 3rd and goal for Miami.
Bill Lazor's offense, he told me, is a combination of what he learned working for Chip Kelly in Philadelphia and what he learned working with Joe Gibbs and Ernie Zampese back when Gibbs came back to the Redskins for his second tour of duty. Passing game is Gibbs and the running game is Kelly's.
3rd and goal for Miami. 2 tight ends, Clay and Hoskins. Dolphins trying to add to their lead. Inside run, Miller steamrolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Miami doing it through the air and on the ground.
A tremendous push on the left side of that offensive line. Samson Santelli from his center position. Brandon Albert, watch them all come this way. And Miller gets low, drives his shoulder into the defense and carries the defense into the end zone.
8 plays, 61 yards, 2 long touchdown drives for the Miami Dolphins. Extra point away from opening up a 14-0 lead. Sturgis on for the point after. All scoring plays are reviewed. Just making sure that Lamar Miller got in. It's been verified, and here's Sturgis. Lamar Miller. Remember, they brought in Noshan Moreno to battle for that lead running back spot. Moreno goes down with an injury, and Miller has come up aces. Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by MetLife here at Sun Life Stadium. Opened back in 1987. Scoring summary for Miami, 8 plays, 61 yards. Sturgis kicking it off. Chris Davis is the return man. San Diego have gotten no pop in their return game this season. And Davis will take it to the 30-yard line. That's where the Chargers will have it after the tackle by Will Davis. 14-0 lead. Tomorrow on NCIS Los Angeles, a new case will open old wounds. Don't miss a dramatic new NCIS Los Angeles on its new night tomorrow at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. Chargers trailing 14-0, 11 minutes to go in this first half. Rivers throws it on first down, intercepted, has it picked off by Rashad Jones. Miami has been tremendous, turning teams over via the INT. That's a 16-yard return.
And it's just Rivers' 6th interception thrown this season. This one's going to get away from him high, trying to get it down the field to Malcolm Floyd. He overshoots him, and there's Jones for his 2nd pick of the year. Malcolm Floyd goes at 6'5", but he had no shot at that one. Thrown into triple coverage. And a heck of a job of getting way up in the air by Jones.
Miami leads the NFL in interception return yardage. Now 276 on 7 picks. Phillip Rivers, 4 interceptions in his last 3 games, and the Dolphins take over. 1st and 10 at the San Diego 31. Damian Williams is in there. He's the rookie out of Oklahoma. And they get Williams involved, breaks a tackle. Everything Miami is doing is working. Donald Butler whiffed, and Williams turns it into a 21-yard catch and run.
Yeah, the momentum is totally on the Dolphins side because of the way they're playing on both sides of the ball. Stopping the Chargers on a 4th down in the first quarter, and now giving Tannehill and company great field position after the Rivers interception.
It's 1st and goal at the 10. Brandon Gibson is in for Miami. Tannehill is 10 of 11, 117 yards and a touchdown. Fake it. Trying to hit Gibson. Gibson looking for a flag, and the veteran won't get it. Chris Davis, rookie out of Auburn, in coverage.
Actually, it's Brandon Flowers. I watch Flowers going to tackle Gibson before the ball gets there. This is why you're a Pro Bowl corner. Sometimes you get these type of calls. Tannehill doesn't agree with it. Good play by Flowers.
So 2nd and goal now for Miami. 14-0 lead. We've got 10:19 to play in this 2nd quarter. Damian Williams tried to circle to an opening. No gain on the play. Marcus Gilchrist with the stop.
It's imperative that the Chargers obviously would like to shut the Dolphins out here, but at least, at worst, give up just the field goal.
Dan, fans always wonder, why didn't the coach go for it on 4th and 1? Had a chance, you can't get a yard, and it's momentum shifts that take place.
Especially early in the game when the defense is still fresh, as the Dolphin defense was on that play.
Mike McCoy made the decision not to take the field goal and got stuffed out on 4th and 1. Tannehill, plenty of time. Directs it to Williams. Brought down by Eric Weddle and company.
And that's a real big stand for San Diego. John Pagano deciding just to rush 3 men at Tannehill. Gave him a lot of time to look around, but there's 8 men dropped into the secondary, and the secondary is condensed because of the field position. Not a lot of holes in that defense when there are 8 defenders back there.
And that's a win for this San Diego D, considering the way Miami was moving the ball. Caleb Sturgis is on for a short 26-yard attempt. Fields will hold it. John Denny snaps it. And Miami now leads it 17-0. 8:53 to play, second quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Domino's. Visit Domino's.com. T-Mobile. And by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
Beautiful day here in South Florida, and strong first half for the Miami offense. 166 yards and a 17-0 lead over the San Diego Chargers. Sturgis kicking off to Davis. And won't get a chance to even touch it as we send it downstairs. Checking with the third member of our crew, Jenny Dell.
Well, and Hall of Fame quarterback Dan Marino is one of the Dolphins' special advisors, but he has a new unofficial title, you could say, and that's a quarterback tutor. He's actually been working with Ryan Tannehill and Matt Moore, and Tannehill said that he stayed after on Friday, and anytime you have a guy like Marino, a Hall of Fame caliber guy, you listen to him. He said something that really helps him out is receiver adjustments, things he would tell his receivers when regarding running routes and how to get them open. He said he's lucky to have a guy of his caliber in his corner. I spoke with Marino also, and Marino told me, that he appreciates and enjoys sitting and watching these guys in practice and giving them advice on the field.
You know, it seems pretty rational, Jenny. You've got Dan Marino on the payroll. You got a chance for a young quarterback to learn from one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, I was talking to Dan yesterday at practice as well, and I was learning things from him as well, just about the things that he was talking to the young quarterbacks about. And quarterbacks speak a different type of language, as you know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying half the time. Get it to Donald Brown for a gain of 1. Jenkins combining with Misi. So let's talk about the San Diego offense. We saw them last week. You and I happened to work the game on radio against the Denver Broncos. And we know what they're capable of. McCoy and Rivers have found this rhythm to produce big numbers. But they're in a 17-0 hole and now trying to find a flow here in this first half.
Well, it's still early. That's the key for San Diego. The other key is the guy that's about to get this ball from center, Phillip Rivers.
Out of the pocket. Rivers sets it up. Great improvisation, but Brown can't hold on to it. Cameron Wake was there tight.
Well, the Chargers have made too many mistakes in this first half. A couple of offsides on offense. And then this play is going to be a huge play for San Diego down the sidelines. But Brown takes his eyes off it, doesn't cradle it to his body. But you can see the type of player Rivers is. Not going to quit on a play. He's going to extend it and make somebody uncover as he did that time with Brown.
They gained just 306 yards against Denver last Thursday night. They gave up 425 to the Broncos. Dime package here for Miami. This is a 3rd and 9 for San Diego. 7:42 to go in this first half. Rivers steps up, looks, throws, incomplete. Try to hit Keenan Allen in a crowd of Dolphin defenders. Rivers wanted a flag.
And it was basically just a 2-man rush for Miami. They dropped 8 and they had 1 spy on Rivers in case he escapes the pocket. But you can see all the Dolphin white shirts here as Rivers trying to squeeze it into Allen. Finnegan with a good break on the ball thrown behind both of them.
Another punt for Mike Cyphers, averaging 46 yards per kick. Landry waiting for it at the 14. Sailing punt, backpedaling Landry from the 9. He's got some room to work with. Landry splits special teamers to Takes it across the 30-yard line for a 21-yard return after the 55-yard punt. 17-0 Miami, looking for more. Thursday on CBS, Holmes and Watson are back, and this week it's a case of mind over matter. Don't miss a new elementary Thursday at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. Second straight possession that Lamar Miller has been on the sidelines for Miami. They went with rookie Damian Williams last drive. Daniel Thomas opens up the running back spot on this possession. On first down, Tannehill, dump off. Thomas able to shake one defender loose. Stumbling backwards across the 40. Corey Liuget, the Miami native, brings him down, a 12-yard gain for Thomas.
Yeah, this has been a symptom of the Charger defense the last couple of games. Missed tackles here. There goes Walker flying by, and then it's a good effort by Thomas to pull away from Kendall Reyes and pick up another Dolphin first down. It's the 7th Dolphin with a reception here in the first half.
First catch of the day for Thomas. 11 first downs in this first half for Miami. It's a pitch. Thomas takes the right angle to the outside for a 5-yard gain. Cordero Law with a stop.
Now check out the throwing motion for both Phillip Rivers and Ryan Tannehill. Look at the eyes first. They both get big as they see their target break into the open. Rivers has always been off the shoulder. Tannehill, younger, can get the ball up a bit higher. Great start for Tannehill.
Rivers intercepted, 7 of 11, 91 yards. San Diego's been shut out so far. More of Daniel Thomas. This time San Diego was ready for it. They limited him to a gain of 1. Liuget combining on the inside. Dwight Freeney, the veteran, now in his 13th year. He's had a number of quarterback pressures this season, but it's only translated to 2 sacks.
Yeah, that's the problem. He just has 2 sacks. Jarrett Johnson, the other outside linebacker, with 1 sack. In fact, the Chargers have 15 sacks, but 13 of them have come from different players. Don't have the dominant edge rusher that they need, as so many teams seem to have now in the NFL.
3rd and 4 for the Dolphins. Working out of the gun. Gibson, the motion man. Tannehill converts again. Ryan Hartline on the receiving end of an 8-yard pass from Tannehill. Brandon Flowers in coverage.
Sure hands of Tannehill. Look at him reach behind for that ball. Slightly thrown to the back shoulder, but sure hands of Hartline. Another catch for him.
Yeah, we asked Hartline about this new offense. He said, look, the running game is better. The play-action game has improved. The quarterback has been upright, not as many sacks given up. The foundation is strong. They just haven't had a lot of the big explosive plays that they've had in the past. Jarvis Landry, a bobble that could have been a disaster for Landry, but he secures it for a 3-yard gain.
Jarrett Johnson pops him from behind. Ball jumped out of his hands right in front of his face where he could grab the ball. But, you know, you talk about the quarterback being upright. Tannehill was sacked 56 times last year. And so far this season, he's only gone down 17.
It's also the pace. About that Philadelphia philosophy.
Well, and all the problems they had in that offensive line last year. What a disaster that was.
2nd and 7 here for Miami. Play fake. Tannehill steps up. Gets away. Nice fake. Tannehill downfield. Incomplete. Mike Wallace against Sharice Wright could not win the battle.
Tremendous job of getting away from Ricardo Matthews, number 90 here. Watch as he just gives him the old, that's the okie doke, I believe. If he could have set his feet on this play, he might have been able to get a better ball to Wallace. Wallace had to slow down, and by that time, Sharice Wright comes in with the early contact.
So now it's 3rd and 7. Tannehill is 4 of 4 on 3rd down. They'll use a timeout. Play clock was down to 2. 3:55 mark of this second quarter. Miami pitching the shutout so far.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. and by Ameriprise Financial. More within reach.
Well, Dan, Hollywood, Florida, north of Miami.
Beautiful. What a day.
You enjoyed the sunshine this weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, kind of. All the preparation I was doing in my room.
That's right. You locked yourself in your room.
Cave.
3rd and 7 after the timeout. Flags come down and movement.
False start. Offense number 42. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's Charles Clay. And what about the adjustment to the new offense for Tannehill in particular? All he knew was Mike Sherman, his college coach, and then he was his offensive coordinator for 2 years.
Well, the good part is that this running game fits him perfectly because of the read option. The passing game has been an adjustment because the numbering system is different, and that does take a while to get used to. But he's a bright guy. There's no question about that. He's improving every week and having a great first half.
Joe Philbin has talked about Laser being a good teacher and an excellent communicator. Tannehill threads the needle to Mike Wallace. Another 3rd down conversion, and that was a bullet from Ryan Tannehill.
And this is how you know you've got an NFL arm. When you can squeeze one into a zone defense on a 3rd and long between defenders here. Linebacker coming over late, Donald Butler, but that is a fastball from Tannehill, and Wallace with his speed will take it inside the 10, 38 yards on the play.
That's your blimp look, Dan.
Is that, we got a blimp?
Yeah, MetLife.
Man, that's cool.
1st and goal for Miami. Tannehill, dump off. Daniel Thomas. Butler lost his helmet on the play. They bring him down just short of the 5-yard line. Ryan Tannehill, 16 of 19, 182 yards, and a touchdown. So far in the red zone, Miami 2 touchdowns and a field goal. This is 2nd and goal for the Dolphins. From the gun, Thomas runs into a brick wall. Trying to run in between the tackles, and a shove at the end of the play. It's a loss at 1.
That's the same play that they scored on earlier with Lamar Miller going in. Chargers adjusting, Gatch Carr getting involved in the play.
And Miami's going to let this run down to the 2-minute warning. It's been all Dolphins. 17-0 lead. Miami can put more points on the board when we come back. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report, JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower, the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. This is a Miami offense that didn't have a first down for the first 26 minutes of the game last week against Jacksonville. Prolific in this first half, 13 first downs, and trying to put some more points on the board here. 10th play of the drive. 3rd and goal for Miami. Tannehill to ball. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Charles Clay. And the field goal unit will come on for the Dolphins.
Great effort up front by the Chargers here. You can see Tannehill, he thinks he's got something going there, but Corey Liuget with his left hand leaning in as he's being blocked by Samson Satelli. That's a heck of a play.
Liuget out of Hialeah High School in Miami. Last year had 80 people here in the stands for this game. Less this year. 25-yard attempt is good for Sturgis. 20-0 cushion for Miami, late stages of the second quarter. First 4 possessions for the Dolphins. 10-play drive, 8-play drive, a 5-play drive, an 11-play drive. And all of that translates into a 20-0 lead at home against the San Diego Chargers.
And don't forget, the Dolphins won the toss, deferred, so San Diego went on offense first. Had a good opening drive, but couldn't convert on 4th and short. and the Dolphins will receive the second half opening kickoff. So it's imperative that Rivers and company get something done here with a couple of 3 timeouts to work with.
Caleb Sturgis kicks it off. Chris Davis will take a knee, and San Diego will have it at the 20-yard line. I want to offer our condolences to Miami head coach Joe Philbin. His father Paul passed away on Friday night at the age of 93. We talked to Coach Philbin. He said he was able to get back to Massachusetts. All 6 of Paul's kids were there. He was a World War II veteran, and Joe said very close-knit family. Came back to South Florida to coach his team here today against the Chargers.
Paul had 93 great years.
San Diego has 3 timeouts to work with. Donald Brown is in, and the Chargers just looking for something to wake up this offense.